Go way back with him like a car seat to Thursday Night Football and on NFL Network when it was a CBS product for a couple of years. And he was the first coach to ever stop by the NFL Network set after a Super Bowl win because Bill Belichick went right past us the first 2 years. Bob Kraft stopped by with the trophy. But so I've known Bill for a very long time. Schlereth I've known for 20 plus years as well. Our next guest I've never met, but he has no idea. He's my best friend forever. My new BFF, the head coach of Michigan football. Ladies and gentlemen, Kyle Whittingham is here on the program. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing good, Rich. How are you doing?
Are you aware that we're best friends forever? Are you aware of that?
I am now.
Very good.
I am now. And friendship accepted. How about that?
Fantastic. I have committed to you in the friendship portal. That's I've committed. I'm all in. I'm all in, and I come free. I come free too. I work cheap as a friend.
That's refreshing. That's very refreshing.
Okay. Are you finally got your breath and your legs under you, Coach? What do you think?
Less. Yeah, it's been a whirlwind. Drinking from a fire hose, obviously, the first few weeks, but things are starting to get settled in. We've got all our new early enrollees in here. We'll get going in the weight room next week, and as soon as that happens, then everything is business as usual.
All right. If you don't mind, I want to hit a little bit of the Wayback Machine here to way back in mid-December. And I'm sure you've heard this from a bunch of Michigan folk like myself that are basically throwing themselves at you, thankful that you are in our world. My hair was on fire, whatever my remaining hair was on fire, based on everything that was going on. And then I read on my phone an alert that you were leaving Utah, retiring. And I'm like, wait a minute, what in the world is this? Because I immediately thought there could be some sort of rescue plan for our program through you. Were you still thinking of coaching on that day that I'm reading this on my phone, Coach?
I was. I felt like I had some gas in the tank, and that's why I didn't use the word retire. It was a step down situation at Utah. I just felt the time was right. We're coming off a really good year, and I'd been there a long time, and felt that maybe it was time for the program to have a new voice, a new leader. We had named our defensive coordinator, Morgan Scally, the coach in waiting, probably about a year and a half prior to that. So I thought, hey, let's end on a positive and not be that guy that wears out his welcome.
Okay, and so in that regard, were you reaching out to Michigan at that point?
You know what? I don't know what the first contact was through my agent. And so
Sure.
It was shortly thereafter when I stepped down that he said, hey, do you have interest in Michigan? And I said, who wouldn't? I mean, it's the top 5 job in the country. And really you can count on one hand the number of schools that I would have been interested in, because I was not completely bent and determined that, hey, I got to keep coaching. But for the right situation, I was more than willing to listen. And this is absolutely the right situation here.
Why do you think? Why is it a right situation
Michigan.
for you?
It's Michigan. Like I said, a top 5 job, excellent athletes, phenomenal tradition, resources. You got it all here.
I mean, I was strolling through the building there just back in October, brought my youngest son to the game against Wisconsin. And I mean, the facilities there are nothing like they used to be. It's beautiful. There's a lot going on there. And I'm wondering what you thought of also when I saw you and your wife walk through the big house after you went through Chrysler watching the hoops team. You went across the street and went in the football stadium. What was striking you when you walked in there, Coach?
Well, just what I said, tradition. The place reeks of tradition. It's one of the most traditional programs, if not the most in the country. The big house, and we've played there 3 times actually during my time at Utah, but to see it in that setting, with nobody there, and just it's an awesome sight. The Chrysler Arena was incredible. The basketball team, man, what more can you say about them? Number 1 in the country, and I get to go to the hockey game this weekend. I'm the puck dropper. I'm the honorary puck dropper. Yeah, for the number 1 hockey team in the country. So we're playing Notre Dame Friday and Saturday night, so I'm fired up about that.
It's not too far from your office. Yost Ice Arena is just across the parking lot right there. And that's one of the greatest barns, by the way, anywhere. If anybody wants to ever see a hockey game in an old school barn, that's one of them. Kyle Whittingham of Michigan football here on the Rich Eisen Show. And last night, again, I'm just so happy sometimes when I'm looking at my phone, which I'm not supposed to do with my children being around, but I saw Bryce Underwood posting he's staying. What was your conversation with the kid? Coach?
Well, he was the first guy I met with. I went down to the bowl site when they were down in the Citrus Bowl and sat down with Bryce. What a great kid! What a young man, I guess, and what a great attitude. He was saying all the right things, and I just had a good feeling at that time that he was more than likely gonna return with us, and made it official last night, and that gives us a great start on retention and trying to make as many of the players here in the program as we can stick with us.
And I'm going to ask you a development question here. Even though he's just committed to stay, and you've only seen him with your own two eyes, I imagine, once, and that was that bowl game against Texas. How can you coach him up? How can you get him to the point where, again, I watched him against Ohio State. It didn't seem like, to be honest with you, he was seeing the field very well. It was a big time environment, as we all know. He's used to that. He's used to the bright lights since he was a prep star. How can you coach him up? What do you see there that you can?
Well,
work
that's
on?
our job. The raw talent is the ceiling is so high. Jason Beck, our offensive coordinator, is an absolute master at developing the quarterback. He played quarterback. The quarterbacks that he has trained and worked with have all had success. Devin Dampier last year was a tremendous player for us. He ended up 8th or 9th in the country in QBR. So he's in good hands here at Michigan. I can promise you that. And Jason will make sure we smooth out some of the mechanics and some of the things that he does need to work on.
So what is that? Honestly, I really would love to get in the nitty gritty. Footwork? I mean, what are you seeing? What have you seen on
A little
film?
bit of
What
that,
is it?
a little bit of footwork, a little bit of spine angle, the processing, going through the progression. Now, one thing about Jason's scheme, it's very user friendly. You don't have to immerse yourself in it for a couple years before you get it. I mean, there's not much of a learning curve, but yet it's effective. We were 5th in the nation last year in total O, 4th in scoring O, 2nd in rushing O. So he knows exactly what he wants to do and how to get there. And in this day and age of the portal, where you have so many new guys, you better have a very user-friendly system on both sides of the ball. You can't be complicated anymore. You got to plug in 40, 50 new guys, and they better be able to help and contribute right away. And if you got too much thinking going on, that's not a good situation.
Defensively, what are we looking at for Michigan?
4 down front, a 4-2 nickel setup, which is what 90% of the people base out of these days.
Mm-hmm.
It's geared towards 11 personnel. If we go to 12 personnel, then we go ahead and jump into a 4-3 and we substitute with the offense, but it bases out of that 4-2-5 scheme.
Okay, and what sort of style can we expect here? Again, I know what University of Utah's done, but Big Ten country, is it any different, or really it's just we're still talking about a football field that's 100 yards long and things of that nature?
The latter, exactly that. You get a lot of pressure, a lot of man coverage, mix in some zone pressures, a little bit of split safety look, and there you have it. And Jay Hill, our coordinator, I recruited him at Utah. Was an outstanding player there. Finished playing, wanted to become a GA. We hired him on as a GA. Finished his GA stint, and we had a full-time spot. Hired him for that, and he just kept working his way up through the ranks. His last 3 years, he was down in Provo at BYU and did a phenomenal job with their defense. And he's from my tree and played in our scheme. And the scheme has been tweaked a little bit along the way, but the real essence of it has stayed intact.
Okay, and you are aware, again, I understand your background here. You are aware you're not allowed to like Urban Meyer anymore. Coach. You're not allowed. It's not cool. It's just not cool.
I better cancel my date with him on the podcast this weekend, because I'm going to be on his podcast. I'll have to break the news to him.
Well, it wouldn't be news to him that I would say that to you. That is for sure. I mean, but I understand you go way back like a car seat, but this is different now. You know what I mean? Like, is there anything else I could help you with the culture? How can I help you? How can I help you?
Well, coming from the rivalry that I just came from, saying "Go Blue" was not real natural, but now it's become second nature.
Yeah,
so.
You got to do that. Have you learned the victors yet? Have you learned the fights?
Yes, I've been studying it, and I can't verbatim say it word for word.
Understood. It's hail to the victors, valiant.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, okay. Hail to the conquering heroes. You got this.
We played it round the clock when we played Michigan those 3 times when I was the.
Did you really? To what? To get your team ready for the nonstop marching band music and things of that nature.
Exactly. It must have worked because we were 3-0 against them. So had a good effect.
That's awesome.
So are you going to play the Ohio State fight song now? Is that the same thing? Are you going to do
Well,
that or what?
we may do that. We may do. We always have a little something up our sleeve, but that probably will be in the equation at some point.
Okay, no, I'm stooping you down to my level. It's called Little Brother. That's Michigan State, right? You got that. You got to refer to them as Little Brother, and or by the way, let me do you this favor. Because you're a high class guy, I shouldn't be having you stoop down to my level here. But referring to Ohio State as Ohio really pisses them off. That's just one way where if you refer to them as Ohio, not Ohio State, that really gets them upset.
Gotcha. More so than the team down south, huh?
Well, I mean, we can still say their name. You know, like they're the ones who can't wear blue and, you know, and X out the letter M. They're the children, basically. We're the adults in the room, is what I'm saying. Okay. And if you come at it from that point of view, you can still maintain your class and just say to people, "What are you so upset about? I'm the classy guy here." You know what I mean? Like that's a way to go about it. That's one way to do it. Do you like deli food? Do you like deli food?
Love deli food.
Okay. Absolutely. Have you heard of Zingerman's in town?
I have, and they were gracious enough to give me a $50 gift certificate when I first got on campus.
Okay.
And so
I'm doubling that. I'm doubling that. I would love for you to have free deli food on me, Kyle.
All right.
Okay.
I'll take you
if I may be so, I don't know if did I commit a violation? I hope I didn't commit. I don't want to get you in trouble.
NIL.
We're good with that.
Yeah. Okay. And do you like Philly cheesesteaks? There's Mr.
I love a good Philly cheesesteak.
Mr. Spots. I've taken Chris there. Chris, you've been to Mr. Spots.
I have been. It was fantastic.
Okay. There's another. You got to go there. They would love to have you. What else? Have you spun the cube yet? Have you done that? Have you spun the cube?
Not familiar with it.
There's a cube that's right next to the Michigan Union. You spin it and it starts the university. At least that's the theory, you know.
All right.
So okay. So this is the way.
All
right.
I will give that a whirl.
Listen, I cannot tell you what sort of calming influence you've had in my, like I literally was able to sleep better when you took the job. Have you sensed that from Michigan fans that you've come across?
I got a feel for that. Yes, I got a feel that you know it's time to put all the drama aside and get back to the business of just football and winning football games. Nothing, and these players would be commended, for the drama, for lack of a better word, that they've experienced the last 3 or 4 years. To go 9-3 this past season, and they've handled it very well, and they're to be commended.
All right, and I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you again of your deep pass. You played for the Los Angeles Rams in 1987, correct?
Scab ball, yeah.
Okay, well, you played well, but you played for the Rams, and I don't know, it made the rounds that your teammate was Suge Knight. Is that true?
That is true. Now, I don't know, I'm not an internet guy. I'm not a rapper. I don't know what exactly that means, but yeah, that's him right there. There you see him right there on the right.
Yes.
So, we're teammates.
You and he have taken different career paths to 2026. We could just put it that way.
Okay.
But any you like that, TJ? You see any recollections of being a teammate of Suge's back in the day?
Zero recollection.
Okay. Very good. Well, I just had to throw that out there. But do you still have the neck roll from back in the day?
You know what it is? It's in a duffel bag somewhere in my garage.
Okay. Well, we'll take that. If you want to autograph that, we'll take it for our man cave out here or anything, So,
it's yours.
Because we're BFFs now. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Right. I accepted that. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Well, I am a Michigan man of my word. I was told I would get you off the show at 15 minutes past the hour. I've got 8 seconds left. I don't want to take up another second of your time because I might feel like I'm stunting the growth of the program. So thanks for the time.
Appreciate you, Rich. Thank you for having me on.
I thank you for taking the job. I welcome you and your family to the University of Michigan, if I may have the temerity to be such to welcome you. And go blue, sir.
There you go. Go blue.
You want this, you got this.